wonderful universe. It's Jennifer here at Eureka Astrology and Healing. It's February 3rd, 2022, and we're on video 14 of our Moon Mindfulness Challenge. It's the Pisces waxing moon, and we are just coming off that Aquarius new moon, which was just so fantastic. First, we're going to talk about the weather of the day and the moon aspects. So the moon is sextile Venus and Mercury today, and Venus and Mercury are in Capricorn. So a good, nice, grounded earth sign. And so what does this all mean for everybody? So today I thought, what does this mean if we've got all this great stability and we've just done this reassessing of what we want for authority in our life, how we're going to express it, what we don't want with it, what structures we want rebuilt, and also we were thinking about it, and then what we desire. And so we're going to move this forward because now Venus has gone direct, and today Mercury is stationing direct. We've got our ideas, we've got our desires, and the moon brings in the vision and the dream. All right, so we've got the practicality part, but what's going to inspire us to go forward? Well, what you're receiving in these few days, yesterday, today, tomorrow, those visions, those dreams, whether it's through synchronicities, whether it's through dreams, through music, through other people, whatever you're inspired to do, it can create something beautiful in these few days because the moon is in Pisces, which is a water sign, so very nourishing. And then Venus and Mercury are in Capricorn, also very nourishing. Think about it. This is fertile ground, wet soil, places for seeds to grow. So I think this is a great time for people to really start to create the vision that they want. I think there's going to be some real solid structure. It's not going to just come instantly, but this is something that's going to last. And we've done the work. And now Venus and Mercury do have to go forward over the places that they have gone retrograde over. So it's kind of relearning and redoing the things that they may have already done, but in a new way. So you might be redoing things for a little bit, but it's the way you want to do it. So that's a really, really positive thing. So with those aspects, I think people are going to really feel a great uplifting energy to create what they want to create. That being said, the moon is also going to conjunct Neptune today in Pisces. So, that's very empathic, very visionary. So there's, like I said, there's going to be a lot of information coming in ways that people may not expect. And I think it's a really positive thing. My one caution is to stay grounded. Do not get lost in the emotions. Don't get clouded by the vision. Don't get confused because there can be some sense of confusion. Use that Capricorn energy to root and ground yourself. It's like, okay, I know. I looked at what I desire. I looked at what I need to know, especially around responsibilities and authority and your structures that you need to redo or structures that you want in your life. And the other thing with that responsibility is taking responsibility for our actions. I've noticed this in just around me, and I'll talk about it later, but making sure that you take responsibility for the things that you have done. There may be a little bit of cleanup now that the planets are going forward. If there are actions that maybe were not so desirable on your part as far as responsibilities or authority, if there's abuse or misuse, there might be a little bit of cleanup going on. Maybe not for you, maybe in the world. So things to look at in these few days, and I think it's going to unfold in a really positive way, so grow your dream. With that, we also have, like I said, Mercury is stationing direct today. Information is going to be coming in. Technology might take a little bit of a detour on working if it's old or outdated. And, that's with Mercury retrogrades. People say, oh, it destroys things. Not really. It's just a lot of things are coming in information-wise, electronically, digitally, and it's like putting way too many cars down a highway that just can't fit. Now, what could you do to fix that? Well, if you know something that you have is old or outdated and having troubles, and it decides to die on you during Mercury retrograde, well, didn't you kind of know that it was already having a problem, just like a highway that's too small and needs to be expanded if you want more cars to go down it? So really, it's hopefully, you looked at the things that needed to be fixed and taken care of, or any details if you were communicating, making sure you communicated them clearly and that the other side understood them. But it's going to be really strong today. So, watch out for a little bit more heightened sense of not misinformation, but like lots of information coming in and being able to handle what you get and understanding and perceiving it and communicating it back and forth. But it is going to be going forward soon. So like I said, today it's halted, but just be gentle with your tech and your mind. So with that, the phrase of the day, and this is Pisces again, I believe, and I sat with this just like I sat with the other ones to get my own perspective on this. I tried to be objective, but the first thing that I thought of with this, and like I said, this is my interpretation and it's open for others, is I believe really felt like faith to me. The sense of faith, an open, non-attached sense of faith where it's not connected to material so much, it's just letting go. And so like that's the other thing, just being open and letting go of the physical world, concerns and fears, and just being held and supported, being okay with not controlling too. And it's I feel very Neptunian right now. It's hard to find the words, but just like feeling held and supported and giving over some of that control and worry to a bigger source. And so having belief in something larger than yourself. And I thought about beliefs, and sometimes beliefs can also go with Sagittarius. And I thought, what is the difference? And Sagittarius often forms its beliefs by experience and doing, and it also likes to communicate them with other people and share them at times. Whereas this feels non-personal, not needing to be connected to another person, telling another person, or even an experience. It could be. Faith can come, obviously, and beliefs can come from experience, but this is more about, I don't need that experience because I believe. I just believe, and I don't have to have the experience to have the belief. And so, again, surrender is the word I felt for this. And I think that's really beautiful. Pisces is the last stop on the zodiac wheel. And it makes sense, right, to let go of all these things and just be willing to surrender and have a belief in something more than yourself and more than you could see and feel. The harder part, or the challenge of this, is that you may surrender a little too much over and not have an anchor. Sometimes people can unground is the word that I'm thinking of with this, and not maybe be accountable to the material world at times, where you have to remember you're in a body, and sometimes this body needs some physical things, and the belief is beautiful, but you have to make sure that you survive in this world. So don't get too lost in a belief that you forget your physical needs. It's, I think, a really important thing to remember. And also making sure your belief isn't toxic or harmful. Sometimes we, fall into beliefs that feel really good and supportive, but could be harmful to us. And so I don't ever want to question people's faith or beliefs, but just to make sure it's nourishing and supporting to you overall is a really important thing. And with that, I think that's the core. I just really liked this phrase. It felt good. It felt uplifting. And just, again, I'm thinking about, the weather of the day, though, making sure you stay grounded. I think it's a good follow-up, a good connection. And with that, just my check-in really quick. Like I said, I'm trying to work on my empathic skills. And by that, I mean, we're talking about Pisces being very empathic and feeling everything, actually working on how to create compassion without empathy so much, because I'm realizing that we've talked about this a little bit, taking on others' emotions, and it's not really serving me. They're not mine. Some of them are not healthy, and it doesn't mean I don't have my own, but they're clouding sometimes mine. Like, I'm in a good mood, and then someone around me is not, and after a while it rubs off on me, and that's my responsibility. It's not the other person. I mean, they're responsible for their feelings and emotions, but I'm responsible for making sure that I do not engage in that energy and what I need to do to make sure that I am healthy and safe emotionally. So really working on the empathy part and compassion. How can I do this and be with a person safely if they're having emotions that aren't mine and are not healthy for me? And I really think that's positive. I'm trying to think of the other things I've noticed. That's the main thing, really, is just trying to not connect to others. And also just to remind myself too, as we talked about, it's not a one-way street. People aren't just affecting me. I'm affecting them. Is my positive attitude and my joyfulness making a positive impact? Is my bad attitude impacting people? Am I throwing around harsh emotions? So I think this is a good time to really do an emotional check-in for people. Again, like, how are you using your emotions? And how are your emotions using you? And are you affecting other people with them? I think it's a really good thing to sit with on this Pisces moon. And I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do the Aries moon. It's going to be a nice, fresh new start. If you like my video, subscribe, hit like. If you've got comments, how I can improve this, how I can change this, how you are being affected, let me know. This is a real pleasure for me to share this, and I hope you're learning a little something and getting a little bit of the astrological weather of the day. And It's a pleasure. So with that, I'm Jennifer at Eureka Astrology and Healing. Ciao for now.